How is it possible for me to get right there? It needs a bit of convincing, but it's not a difficult thing to do. So you'll need to counter hold these bolts. Okay, now the clip is out, then the connectors, as long as and also an M8 triple square to spin these banjo bolts right here. This bolt lets fuel through in here. Just need to be smart about this. I finally got to get this bolt out. So I just need to take the cam follower and hope that everything is good. So to get to this point, it means you will have already removed the intake manifold. Now, if you want to learn how to remove the intake manifold, please click on the top right hand corner to watch that video. If you've already watched that video, you'll know how to get to this point. So let's continue now. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is to remove the protective cover for this high pressure fuel pump. Then remove this plug here which plugs onto the high pressure fuel pump. Then I'm going to be able to remove the screws which are at the bottom, which are T-somethings. You know, I'm still complaining about this engine. This engine is very, I don't know, very not so well thought of, because how can you put the high pressure fuel pump just at the bottom? How is it possible for me to get right there? Because on the GTIs at least they thought better. They changed the intake manifold onto the one that is black and very nice and glossy. Now they also put the high pressure fuel pump right here. On this one it's at the bottom, which is very difficult to take out, but I guess I have no choice. I have to do that. To remove the protective covering, I need to remove this part first, then I'm going to be able to then move these connectors out. To take off these nuts you need a number 6 Allen. Yeah, the bolts, it's 2 of them, so this is the one which is on the other side. Now that these are off, what I need to do is just to put them at least a bit to the side. To remove this, you just unclip it at the bottom right here. It needs a bit of convincing, but it's not a difficult thing to do. Just a bit of convincing, then it's gonna come out. Just like that. Now the protective housing is off. I'm going to remove it right now. Now we have these banjo bolts that we need to also take off. So here's the covering that I removed. It's just held in by clips. It holds onto the clips right here. Then you just need to convince it to come out. It's not a difficult thing to do. So you'll need to counter hold these bolts, then turn on the other side. You'll need also something to carry the fuel, because when you release this, the fuel is going to spill out. So you need to have a rag just underneath or a towel just to catch the fuel. So now what I need to do is to remove this connector right here. This plug needs to come out. So it's a bit tough to get it because I can't even get anything on that side. Okay, now the clip is out. Damn, why is it having so many broken parts inside? There's so much orange inside here. I don't even have a vacuum to clean this out. Just be careful and don't bend the connectors. As long as the high pressure fuel pump connector is off, what we need to do right now is to release the pressure through this valve. There's a valve here, this valve right here. You need to open it and release the pressure through it. I'm sure you can see my hand, right? Now the valve is off. Now we need to relieve the pressure. Then when we relieve the fuel pressure, then we can be able to now disconnect the high pressure fuel pump. So I'm just gonna put something underneath here, so that when it squirts on top of the cloth. I'm trying to press, but doesn't seem like I'm pressing the right place. What came out is just tiny. It was just tiny. The fuel that came out was just so tiny. And as you can see, the rug is also not so wet. Yeah, it's just tiny. I'm really sorry if you can't see so much, because this place is just so tight. We need to remove these banjo bolts. So let me get on to that. So right now I've put in a spanner to hold the inner bolt, which is held in by a 19mm spanner, and also an M8 triple square to spin these banjo bolts right here. So this is an M8 triple square. So this one is loose. This bolt lets fuel through in here, so the fuel is dripping. Just make sure you put them in a place where they're not going to have any dust contaminating them. So this is a hard line, so you don't need to fiddle with this because they can break. And now I just need to be smart about this. So I'm going to put this one here. Okay. So this one is also loose, as you can see the fuel. So now I can take this out. Then I'm going to be able to reach the See fuel here on my glove. So those are out. Make sure that whatever you take off here goes back in here. What you take off here goes back in here. So this one, because it's on the left, is it the left? Whatever. Because it's on this side, I'm gonna put it on the other side. I don't want to mix those bolts. Now we can remove this spanner. So what's left right now is some bolts which are underneath here. These are the bolts that I need to take off. It's 3 of them, so I don't even know why Volkswagen did it like this, because this puts the high pressure fuel pump in a very awkward position for you to remove it. Let me just get onto that right now. Another difficult thing for me to know is whether these bolts are a Torx or an M8, because you know Volkswagen likes to use different sockets for the same job. So let me just start with an M8 and see if this will fit. Doesn't seem like it's a Torx because this does not fit right here. I'm back with an M6 triple square socket. An M6 does not fit. Now I'm back with a T30 Torx. I'm not sure if it will fit. Okay, it seems like it's a T30. Oh, these are in a really awkward position because I can't be able to turn this. I finally got to get this bolt out. So now it's 2 bolts out. Now just 1 long bolt to get out. Just this one. So I'm sure the high pressure fuel pump is now loose. This bolt is really making things difficult for me. So now what I need to do is just to wiggle this high pressure fuel pump, then try to take it out. Which is really not easy. We're making some progress at least. But this bolt is making... Oh! Finally. Oh, I can feel the cam follower falling off to the high pressure fuel pump. I'm praying that this is not botched up, because if it is, then we're in a land of trouble. Okay, the cam follower fell off by itself. So I just need to take the cam follower and hope that everything is good. I just hope everything is good. The last bolt. The high pressure fuel pump is out. Okay, the cam follower was just in its way from wearing out. Can you see the scotching right here? It was so much close to wearing out. So here's the high pressure fuel pump. Everything looks good. I wish I could replace the seal, but the problem is I don't have a new seal to put around. So I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but I guess I'll just put back this old seal. So here's the high pressure fuel pump. Here's the cam follower. So yeah, that's how you remove a high pressure fuel pump. Now I'm just going to compare the old cam follower to the new one. then I'm going to come back and put it back in. Now that the high pressure fuel pump is out, you can see the cam follower as it is right now is very worn because it's very shiny in the middle. And also if you look inside here where the high pressure fuel pump rides on, you can see that it's also shiny, showing that it's very worn. But I don't think it's a very bad thing, because as long as it hasn't scotched up and also broken, then this is fine. Here's the old one, now here's the new one. You can also see inside that it's very black, so it's not worn, which is a good thing. So make sure that you replace this every 30,000 kilometers, because it is a very common wear problem on the TFSI engines. So on the TSI engines, this has been upgraded. Now the cam follower is now having a roller, so when the intake camshaft is spinning, the roller is not even getting affected because it spins along with the cam follower. So these ones are very prone to breaking, and you always need to make sure that you replace these, or else you're going to be in a very difficult situation. So this is right here, then yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to do it right now in the car. So I'm thinking I can just put a sealant around here just to avoid any leaks. I'm only doing this because I was not able to get a new seal, so I guess this is a preventative measure for me. So the seal is on right now. So another thing to do before you put back your cam follower in is just to make sure that you put some oil on this cam follower. So I'm just gonna dip mine in some old engine oil that I used. So this oil is 10W40. So just make sure you load it up before you put it back in. So this one should be fine now. Now I can put it back on the high pressure fuel pump and put it back in. So yeah, just make sure that this cap that goes in this valve is in. So I'm just gonna put it out while the high pressure fuel pump is still out. So now that this is in, but when you try to get this in, please make sure that you have this first bolt on right here, because this bolt is hard to get in once the high pressure fuel pump is in place. I already have one bolt in, which is a good start. So I'm just gonna start with this bolt, then move on to the rest. So let me just try to align this one as well. Woo! That was a very difficult job. So what I ended up having to do is that I had to use this, because this was the shortest thing that I can use to get into, because there was not enough length for me to get something in there and also turn it. So this is what I ended up having to use. I'm not going to lie to you. Taking out the high pressure fuel pump and getting it back in is a really difficult job. So you need to make sure that you have enough time in your hands, because as you can see right now, it's night time, but I'm still busy trying to get the high pressure fuel pump in. So let me just strengthen in the last bolts, then we're gonna be good to go. Now the high pressure fuel pump is fully in. The sealing surfaces are very flush, as you can see right here. To be honest with you, I cannot lie, this is a very difficult job, so you're going to need a lot of time in your hands. So what I need to do is just to tighten up the plunger bolts, then we're gonna be good to go. So like I said, the plunger bolts needs to be in the correct position, because you need to put the left plunger bolt on the left side and put the right one on the right side. Please don't make a mistake and mix them up. So I'm back with the plunger bolts right now. The one that I have on this side goes onto this part. The one that I have on this other side goes onto this other fuel line. You don't need to go crazy on this, just enough to make sure that it's tight. So those are fine. Now what I need to do is just to open the door and see if fuel spills out of this, because if fuel spills out, then that means they are not tight, so I'll need to tighten them up. So when you open the door, the fuel pump is going to pump fuel, and this is going to bring fuel onto this line. So if this line spills, then that means we have a leak, and I need to tighten this up. So I'm not sure if there was any fuel that leaked out. Checking from here, there's nothing. I'm not wet, so I guess this is fine. So it's tight enough. So now that we're done with the hard lines, so what you're gonna need to do right now is just to tighten these bolts up, which holds on the fuel lines. Now what we need to do is just to click it on. It goes in like this. Then it only needs to click on here, then it's fully seated. So that's it. Please make sure that this cable right here, you don't forget this cable right here. So you can see right now I'm putting this in, then put this on right here, then tighten this up. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, then I'm gonna see you on the next one. We out.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face, and I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way, so I'm taking 6 shots till I'm